Also, there's different mic stands and shit that aren't like so like cluttery and clumsy. Like these ones are loud. They got these springs on them and shit.
They're cheap.
Yeah.
But they're cool though. Sounds great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Number one listener, Mr. Shabezz.
You know, I'm here again with the fellas.
All right. This is another episode of the Express Lane Podcast with
Kevin Stan and Mr. Shabezz. A disturbing lack of Supreme apparel on you right now.
Oh, God. Here we go. Listen, it's a T-shirt, guys.
Look, I'm sure everything you wear is some sort of high fashion bit right now, and that's cool. But I want more Supreme. Like I can't tell.
Well, just a T-shirt. You got to go high, low. You know, so Jesus Christ, I sound like a fucking
fashionista
loser. Yeah. But T-shirt Supreme, shorts Gap, hat Burberry.
Now you said like you were well off, like not well off, but like you grew up in South Philly, but like West Philly. Sorry,
don't ever
West Philly.
Yes,
he's not Italian.
Born and raised.
Yes,
and,
yes, born and raised. 54th Street.
Did you spend most of your days on the playground?
No,
you made that joke the first time.
I know. Come on, it's a big callback.
It's a low hanging fruit. What do you want?
Yeah, but nah. I mean, when you're from West Philly, everything's about being fly. Yeah. It's about being cool. I'm hip hop. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I take it with me. I walk it with me wherever I go.
I just don't have any of I don't give clearly. Look at my hair. I don't give a fuck what I look like ever. Like I wear Sambas as the only shoe that I own. Well, that's not the only shoe, but it's my everyday walking around shoe has been this since I was like 8.
Oh, that's fair. Ain't nothing wrong with Sambas.
Were you never were clothes big in your school or no? Like the name brands, Nikes,
oh sure, like everybody wanted to have
Ralph
like
Lauren.
Nike, the polo with the little dude on the shirt, and I didn't care. Like, was it comfy?
Even back then.
Yeah, like I didn't wear jeans until like senior year of high school. And I was like, I guess I should own a pair of jeans.
And
so
where
did
you
wear? Like just sweats?
Yeah, like sweats, shorts. I was like cargo shorts hard for a while.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Cargo shorts. All those pockets, dude. So many things you can put in those pockets.
Yeah,
nothing really. Just to have them.
But like, where did you get your attitude of like not giving a fuck? Like your dad beat it into you or what?
No, I don't know. It was just never like the scene. I was always.
You've got older brothers and sisters, or you're
I have two older sisters.
Okay.
So they cared what they looked like. I was just the first boy, and I didn't have hand-me-downs. I like got stuff that I wanted, and I wanted comfy like gym shorts and a t-shirt or whatever. I always wore a lot of shirts from like a soccer tournament or like your lacrosse fundraiser or something like that.
Yeah.
That like a sports something to do with where we went or what we were doing.
Like what Stan got on, he has the gun shirt on,
Oh, this is just this is Colin Noir.
Okay, I like it.
A lawyer for gun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool dude.
Mm-hmm. Is that the Second Amendment, First Amendment? Which one is that?
The bear arms.
That bear has no arms. It's just a head
and an arm.
But like, just because growing up, like obviously no style, poor white kids. Like first time I found about Bobos was like they were making fun of another kid, and it was like 5th grade. You have to stand in line when you're going places, and they were just going hard on this dude. And I was like, "Fuck! Like, what are Bobos? Do I have? I think I've got them." And it's like trying to hide your feet and shit, and it was just bad up until I could get a job, and then I would go spend my money on like terrible outfits because you only have a certain amount of money when you're working a job, and it's like I remember being in maybe 9th grade. We're getting ready to get done summer. I grab a bunch of outfits, but like since I have no style or color coordination, like I just bought like a shirt that matched a pair of shorts.
Okay, that's how it starts.
5 of them, and I'm like, all right, cool. Orange day comes around, look like a fucking pumpkin. Fuck, I'm never wearing this again.
It gets tricky.
So embarrassing.
But dude, style is all about comfort, what you're comfortable in.
Well, you don't realize, but that's
the thing. Older, that's what you tend to start doing. Being young, you just going with the trend. You know what I mean? And I got caught up in that.
You just don't know what your personal style is, and nobody kids as much as they will act like nobody has any confidence.
No. Right.
the coolest kid in school, it can be torn down in a second and just be a loser because he wore some Bobo shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's how it starts. That's how the consumerism starts, honestly. You know what I mean?
Kids are evil little fucks.
They fucking horrible. And I mean, I never wanted to be that kid. So I begged my mom for things. I started working when I was 14, you know what I mean, just to get those things. And now being 42 was like, how much money did I waste on that dumb shit? But it is what it is.
You live and you learn.
You live and you learn. And now, like, at this age, I buy what I want to buy. And, you know, you don't go broke on no fucking clothes. That's ridiculous. But I'm so blessed that my kids ain't into it. I love that part. Like, my oldest, he just wants to wear sweatsuits every day. You know what I mean? Nice pair of Nikes, but nothing crazy expensive. My youngest son, he's into anime, so he's nothing like me. You know what I mean? Which is cool. You know what I mean? He watches his anime, and he does want a pair of Yeezys, though, now. So he's turning 11 this month. So he did ask me for a pair of Yeezys.
Is that because he's seen it or because you?
He's seen me in them, I think, and he's on the internet a little bit, and he probably saw something, and he just asked for a cell phone and some Yeezys.
Well, you talk about consumerism. Tell the story you're telling me about Prime. That's a fucking good-ass story.
So my son, the 10-year-old, he's on YouTube or whatever he's doing on his iPad. He comes in the house one day. Dad, Mom, Dad, I need some Prime. I need Prime. So, like, you know, me being at my age, I'm thinking Prime. Like, is he talking about, like, Deion Sanders Prime time? Like, I'm like, what do you mean Prime? Like, you know, you want a jersey, some sneakers or whatever? He's like, no, Dad, Prime. Like, I got to get this Prime because it's the cool thing in school. Like, my buddy had one, and now I have to have one. So I'm like, son, hold on. Calm down. Tell me exactly what Prime is. It's an energy drink, Dad. No, you're not getting an energy drink. You're 10. Like, I'm not buying you an energy drink. So, you know, I do my research on it, whatever the case may be. Come to find out, it's like a Jake Paul owns it or KS.
I think it's Logan Paul and KSI.
Yeah, so they own it. So, of course, me being the dad that I am, I want my son to feel like he's cool or whatever. And it's not nothing super expensive. So I thought. So I go to Wegmans. No plug on Wegmans, but I go to the supermarket and boom, $25, $24.99 for like 10 bottles of it. I don't even know what the case was. But I'm like, are you freaking serious? But I buy it because that's my boy, and I love him to death. So I bought him a case of Prime. So now he's the cool guy walking around the neighborhood. You know, he has his little Prime in his hand. I'm sitting on the couch one day. He comes in from school, goes into the pantry. He grabs 2 bottles of Prime and about to walk outside. I say, hey, what are you doing with 2 bottles? Like, you only need 1. Oh, well, my friend said he wanted 1. No. Yo, put the other bottle back. You can take your 1. Tell his parents to go to the store and pay the $25 like I did, like an idiot. You're not just going to give him free bottles of Prime. So he's like, all right, Dad, put his head down, whatever the case may be. 2 days later, I'm on the couch, home early from work. A kid rings the doorbell. I look at my phone. One of his buddies on the thing. I'm like, you know, call my son downstairs. He comes to the door. Then, you know, he's kind of being sneaky about it again. He goes to the pantry, and I hear the kid whispering something to him. And, like, he tried to hand off a process. Son, what are you doing? My buddy said he wants to buy a bottle of Prime. I said, hold on. So now you're like a little businessman. He's trying to sell a bottle of Prime for like $2. I'm like, that doesn't add up to the case that I bought. No, like, tell him to talk to his parents to buy the bottle of Prime. I'm sorry. I'm that dad.
Tell him it's $5 and you need a kickback.
I told him, I said, son, listen, this is how much I paid for it. You selling it for the 2 or the 3 is not adding up to the whole case. If you want to be a businessman, i.e. Kev, hit him with the 10 or the 5, double your profit, and then we can do this.
What a great lesson that was just brought to you by fucking these millionaire fucking YouTube guys.
Unbelievable.
But I haven't tried one yet. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's energy drink as much as like a Gatorade type of deal.
It's a Gatorade type of deal, and honestly, they taste great.
I think their thing is that they're sugar free. Like Gatorade and the Propels and all that shit is loaded with sugar. Those are different sweeteners.
True,
and that's why like they've been taken off.
Aspartame.
And they
No,
just
not
came
the
out.
not the bad
that
ones?
shit, yeah.
Dude, they just came out with. I mean, we all knew that aspartame was horrible for you,
Mm-hmm.
but I just saw today on the news they're like now coming out really saying it is a cancer causing agent and all these other things that it's doing to us. So
What'd they just take down? I just saw something that
watch
they
out for aspartame.
shampoo, dry shampoos. They just took them off the market because it was just like, oh yeah, this thing that everybody's been saying causes cancer. I guess it does.
Wow.
Like-
I never used a dry shampoo.
Me neither. I don't even know what that
How
is.
about this guy or the hair over there?
No, I was
Okay.
like scolded not too long ago by the friend's wife because she was asking about my hair, and I was like, yeah, I mean, on a routine. I was like, I didn't think I would be 32 with a hair routine, but here I am.
Beautiful.
And I was like, yeah, like I actually shampoo. I was at the time because it was like wintertime more, so I wasn't sweating at work. It wasn't getting real sweaty. I was only shampooing my hair Sundays, like once a week, throwing shampoo in it. And she was like, "Oh my god, what? Like you need to use dry shampoo and do all this?" I was like, I mean, whose hair are we talking about? Like I am, nobody's over here going, "Oh."
And
you
what
have
kind
such
of
good
makeup
hair."
do you wear too?
It's just a light foundation.
Does he contour? Does he
Yeah.
contour the?
These cheekbones, you think I need contouring on this?
No, that is funny because like you realize like, oh, that's just all been sold to these women. Like when you when you watch these chicks with long hair on there, like after you're done, watching the fitness chicks and the thick chicks, and then you start looking and you're like, oh, they're saying that they just wash their hair. You're just killing your hair. Like you should just you got natural greases and natural stuff that comes out, and you're just supposed to kind of let it ride.
But
Obviously, don't be stinky, but
I think for like years when I had a buzz cut and like your hair and you don't have long hair, it's not you can't no hair. You can wash with shampoo every night when you have short hair
Yeah, it
because
won't
you don't
matter.
it doesn't really build up any grease or anything in it. But once your hair gets longer, like it does need that like the keratin and some of the those natural oils to actually preserve your hair, and the shampoo just washes all that out. And I'm a dirtball, and I don't want to have to take a shower every day.
Oh, gotcha.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is he from Delco?
Yeah,
Dude,
those
dude.
Delco dudes, dude.
You get up, you don't like.
How close is Roslyn? Is that considered Delco or is that considered the suburb of Philly?
That's definitely,
All right.
definitely Monco
That's
up
Monco.
there.
Yeah, that's Monco.
But no, come on. You get up, you have a lazy day. You don't no yard work, don't work out, do nothing. Maybe walk the dog is all, and come to bed. Next day, Sunday, do the same shit. Like
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, bud.
I have not,
I know.
I haven't
stink.
exerted
Being
my
so fat.
haven't
you start
haven't
stinking.
exerted myself at all for a whole weekend.
Not exert.
No.
If it's above 70 degrees, I'm exerting myself by sweating.
Exactly. I need to take at least 2 showers a day, my guy. Like,
I take
I
one
take
in
one in the
when I get
morning.
up and one when I get done. Because
Exactly.
you can't
Man,
go
it's
lay
too
down in
much.
your bed
I'm a big
without
guy.
being clean.
I'm a
Oh no,
big
for
guy.
sure. I'll shower at night.
Yeah,
when
that's
I'm
the best
showering.
time, right?
But I get up and shower.
Yeah, definitely.
poses a
That's
very-
15 minutes I can be sleeping instead.
I agree.
I have a question. So, like, okay, so we all have women that we live
Mm-hmm.
with or whatever, like that, families or whatever. When they're not home, like, let's say, wife, kids are leaving out at noon and you're getting done whatever you're getting done at 10 and they're going to be out for the rest of the day. What's the first thing you think about you're going to do when you get home?
Jerking it. Yeah, 100%. Just
Gotcha.
some free time,
Gotcha.
just
It
a little
starts
bit
off-
of
It starts off with a jerk.
100%. But then
Sound-
you go right into it.
Sound on.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that's
you don't have to wear
important.
earbuds.
That's important.
Yes.
Very important.
But yeah, just also relaxing, just not having somebody say, "Oh, are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? Oh, what are you doing?" The "what are you doing?" And then if you're mean about it, then they get all mad, and then you've accomplished your goal of being left alone. But then they're mad. It's fucking an annoying cycle. So when they go out for the day, it's fantastic.
So is it
No,
is it
I-
jerk?
Little nap probably,
Little nap
yeah.
after the jerk,
Because then you got nothing to do, and you're just like,
and then you pick up the sticks.
See,
You can't
yeah.
just lay in it though. You
"Oh
can't. lay
no,
in it.
no,
gotta
you clean up,
yourself
dude.
up.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
we got
Gotcha.
those rags,
Oh,
know.
okay, all
We
right,
got
all right,
rags.
okay.
I'm
Not a
going
tissue
with-
man anymore. We're adults.
I never did a tissue.
It's either playing video games first, knowing like, ooh, I got
Plenty of time.
hour and a half of uninterrupted, game time,
Mhm.
or you start the TV show that you want to watch, but you don't want to have to wait like for anybody. It's like,
yes.
let me get 3 episodes in before she can come. Like, what is this? And you're like, oh, okay, but like I'm already into this, so either you can watch from the beginning or you're starting here. Like, this is on me now.
That is how you know you're getting old, when it's just like, I don't know, I just want to do the fun things that I used to do when I was younger without anybody hovering around me trying to do it with me.
Yes. I even watched the show last night because I was in that predicament. She was kind of mad. She walked off, whatever. She went upstairs. Fine. So I'm like, all right, we talked about watching this show on Apple Plus together. So I'm like, oh, you know what? Fuck that. I'm watching the show right now. It's 2 episodes in. Boom. Watch them shits.
Now, what exactly is it? Because I've tried to explain it to her. Like, why don't you want to watch it with her?
Because she asks stupid questions as I'm watching it with her. Like, we're both watching the same show, and she's like, well, why did he do this? I'm like, well, we're trying to figure that out. Shut the fuck up.
And as soon as they say it,
go through it together.
You're like, and that's why.
I just ignore her.
They're
Like,
about,
I
if we're following this along, they're about to reveal. It's a reveal.
Right. You're fucking up the magic for us, guys. Don't fuck up the magic.
Now, you probably watch the most with your girl, right?
Yeah, we watch.
Because you don't have kids, and you probably still love each other. And
yeah. But when it's timelines with when she's at work working 12-hour days and taking the dog for a walk, and it's you can't just binge.
That's probably
some
a key
stuff.
right there, like getting them exhausted at work so they don't want to do anything with you.
But when it comes to watching stuff, I want to watch. Sometimes you want to watch shit on your own schedule. You don't want to go, all right, well, I got to wait for her to come back, and then she's gonna want to work out. And it's like I want to watch this shit right now.
That's probably more like yours is definitely on there. I could tolerate it a little bit because it's like, shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. That's more of like, I don't know. Like, I've got off today. I work a different schedule than you. I want to relax. I want to be able to watch it. And if I want to fast forward, sometimes I want to fast forward. Like, I'm 37. I've watched a lot of movies and TV. Mm-hmm. Like, I just watched, what's that? Extraction 2. Okay,
was that good?
Nah, it wasn't as good as the first one.
The first one was better.
The second one they just threw together like, oh, you have a ex-wife and your kid died, and she has a sister that's also her husband.
I think if the second one was just the first one, you'd be like, holy fuck, that movie was insane.
They fucked it up with a family dynamic and a reason that he had to do it.
But even like the exact Extraction 2 with the family dynamic, and it's his ex-wife's sister and all that, I think it would be fine. But just because it was the same movie, basically, as the first one, just not in India.
I thought that shit all fucked. It made it stupid. You got to start thinking like, oh, so this guy's sister or his ex-wife's sister just happened to be like the lead guy in Georgia.
No, it was
crime family,
some bullshit ass like little guy that he murdered everybody.
Yeah, he was the leader of Georgia, pretty much the de facto
country?
leader.
The
country. Yeah. It was, and then they go to Vienna, and it's like, so he's the king of like Georgia or whatever, and then they just take a bunch of weapons and military vehicles and they fly over to Vienna, and then they fuck up a bunch of shit in Vienna. Like, it didn't make sense. It didn't was a little. Yeah. The whole thing's unrealistic, and then he healed up in 6 months from being
died. I thought he was dead.
He was dead at death's door, a coma, all fucked up, and like they were gonna pull the plug on him, and then like 6 months later, fucking ready to go. All he had to do was split some wood, like an old-fashioned Rocky or Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Well, he was in that Dubai hospital. They were probably pumping him full of shit, dude.
They have vibranium over there. You know
well, where'd they steal that from?
Oh, yeah, what a movie. So talking about that, all right, so what do y'all guys think about
Wakanda Forever?
No, our Supreme Court overturning
affirmative action?
Affirmative action, yes. I'm sorry.
Why'd they do it?
I don't know why they did it.
It was brought because there was a group of students, Asian American students, sued University of Harvard because Harvard was like, there were so many Asian students with test scores so high and just off the charts that if it was just based on merit, they go, okay, well, these are the top 1% of the 1% students, so they should come in, and it would have been overwhelmingly mostly Asian Americans. and they want to say we're a diverse college and we're not just for this, we're for all types of people. So they were accepting.
Yeah, but college is for smart people, not all types of people.
But
just smart.
they were accepting other people, and there was a whole breakdown of they put it in like deciles, so like 10% to the top 20%, top 100%, so on, and it was something like an Asian American in the top 100% decile rated by Harvard had less of a chance to get accepted than an African American in the top 50% from rated by Harvard, and they were like, "That's fucked up. Like, what's the deal?"
I get that part, but I think it trickles down into other avenues, which is kind of disparaging or disheartening. Like, who's to say? Like, let's say the NFL, for instance. You know what I mean? Like the Rooney Rule. So, like, I know you're not familiar with this at all, Stan. But
Go
like,
ahead, explain.
But like,
treat me like an idiot female.
They have to.
Oh, you can just stop an idiot.
Yeah, they have to interview a certain amount of black.
Our female audience is not going to like that.
But,
being your wife, who makes more money and is smarter than all of us.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, mine's too. Summa cum laude and all that good stuff from her university. But they have to interview a certain amount of black coaches each year, right? Because a lot of these old time corporations or companies are like the good old boy rules, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna hire my buddy's cousin or whatever the case may be.
It's like politics.
Yeah,
I
coached high school with this guy as my assistant coach. Now he's doing something else. I want like him to be in the staff, so
and you
then
pass the torch on to people you like and mentor.
You see it in like coaching trees where there was. Bill Parcells had Belichick and like a bunch of guys, and then everybody that Belichick coached under him, they're all head coaches now because they were like, "Oh, you're part of his tree." So it's not just on you're a good coach. It's you were under this guy. You studied under one of the best.
It's like colleges and legacy stuff too. Like,
a little bit, yeah.
And fraternities and shit.
And the Rooney Rule was real. Like they put it in, but that was bullshit.
Yeah,
because every time the Eagles had a head coach search, they were like, just bring in Hugh Douglas or who.
Yeah, I mean, all this is an interview. Is this the opportunity? They say, right? But they never. I ain't gonna say never, but they rarely give the job to a black coach. But anyway, but affirmative action is just like you don't get the opportunity because if a lot of these people, let's say they are racist or they are bigoted towards people of color or whatever the case may be, they still have to give you the opportunity to sit you down. And then you as the person get to, fight for the position that you want and show your best, put your best foot forward or whatever. Or the classic line, pull yourselves up by your bootstrap type of deal. You know what I mean? And I think it's just, I mean, Kev, you enlightened me with that Harvard information. I wasn't aware of that. But when I just heard that, I'm like, wow. Like, okay, so on Thursday they did that. And then not to kind of piggyback or streamline or forget about that part. Then the next day, the court case went with the women that didn't want to work for LGBTQ plus community or whatever. Did y'all hear that too? And it just seems like a lot of weird stuff was going on behind the scenes while we were worrying about smog in the air and forest fires and a lot of other things that was like a distraction from sort of the things that were really taking precedent in our country.
Like that sub that fucking blew up.
Like
and
the
then
sub, correct. Yeah,
Hunter Biden's
the sub
that too. Yeah, that too.
The sub that they knew imploded 4 days before they said it did.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just weird, man. I mean, I know I'm putting the tinfoil hat on right now, but
dude,
it's a lot of weird shit.
It seems like these things are all coming true. Frogs really are turning gay.
Well, it's not that
hybrid chimeras are real.
What's that?
Chimeras, like human hybrid. Like they're just mixing fucking. I'm dumb.
Human and animal DNA.
Yeah, they're
I
mixing
believe
stuff.
that. I believe that's going on.
And I mean, they do it with our fruits and vegetables. I mean, that's why they look like nothing that they were. And they're putting, that Monsanto shit. They're putting, what do they spray on Monsanto?
The Roundup.
Roundup. So they put like this
Glyphosate
stuff in there.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, they put that in the DNA. So those plants are don't be affected by that. But so that's not natural at all. Not that, I mean, look, we're all fat guys. We don't give a fuck about the food, honestly.
Does it taste good?
But, like, hey, at least let me kill myself. Like, at least let me decide that, like, all right, I'm going to get diabetes or, a heart attack. Don't fucking just put it in the food system and be like, oh, well, you guys were already eating bad, so here you go.
Right.
Here's some cancer at the end of your life. Like, fuck, dude. Let me get that myself.
It's all corporate greed, really.
Yeah,
Because
that's what it comes down to.
When you think about it, I forget what company it is. Whether it's not Hatfield, but it's one of those like they
Purdue,
do.
one of them type.
They do bacon. They do different sausages. They do all kinds of stuff, and sausages. It's like they raise pigs in America, and then it's cheaper for the company to ship the pigs that they raised in the U.S. to China to have them butchered and like killed at a slaughterhouse in China, and then to ship it back to the U.S. packaged.
Yeah, that can't make sense.
They putting some foul shit in there.
Well, they're mixing in their pigs that weren't raised to the standards into our shit.
Yeah, it's just like
sure.
How could it be that much cheaper to do it over there?
No, that shit doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, and I don't even think they raise the pigs to the correct standards here.
No,
they don't give
absolutely
a shit.
not.
You know what I mean? If you really took a look to see what was behind the curtain at them farms and slaughterhouses or whatever like that, we'll be appalled.
Yeah,
but that's why you see a rise in the shit we deliver. Them like Snake River Farms is one of those. Like the boxes like that are coming straight from a farm where
Wesley Farms.
You want
BJ's.
10 pounds of different beef from a cow. You're getting it right from the people that are raising the cow, but it's a cost an arm and a goddamn leg to get any of it.
And that's what they'll do. They'll just price out poor people so that poor people always get the shittiest of stuff. Which, I guess if we just gave up everything and really concentrated on our food, we could do that. But,
That's the essentials to life. I
Yeah.
mean, education, food. All
right, so that goes to your thing.
Education.
So why are Asian Americans so much better at stuff, like smart stuff?
I don't know. It's not that they're better at smart stuff. I think they just have.
Well, statistically, it seems like they are.
I wouldn't say that they're like IQ smarter than anybody.
No, I wouldn't say they're not born with a more high IQ.
Right.
They have a different.
The way they're brought up, right?
Yeah, like
the culture in their home.
The culture, the work ethic is just it's put about differently.
And that might make some psychos here and there, and they might be depressed and really freaking...
The system of honor
crazy,
and those kind of deep-rooted... Because you got to think where I would say we're all pretty much American, where like I wouldn't identify with being like, oh, well, my heritage is Irish. I've never been to Ireland. Like, I enjoy a Guinness, sure, but like I'm not Irish. I'm an American.
Right.
But you have some people, and being an American, we've only been around for 250 years, where if you are Chinese, that's 3,000, 4,000 years of cultural history.
Well, I to kind of piggyback what you're saying with the culture thing, I think if you look at any immigrant household, they take education as the highest over all this other bullshit that Americans take the highest. Like, talk about like buying shit or the food or just the car, have the latest car. Their big thing is education. I don't care what part of the world you're from, but if you make it here, their goal, immigrants, parent or the person who brought their family here is like, we coming here to get education and to be successful. You know what I mean? And it starts with education.
That brings me to this old accountant we had at the AT&T store or the cell phone store. My, she was Vietnamese. When the communists came over, they took all their shit. They came over here. Her and her husband. He was like a teacher over there. She was an accountant over there. And they came over here. They were picking blueberries for like their first 5 years. Like blueberries, going to school, getting their stuff over here, not speaking the language, which is fucking crazy. Like they just came over here, learned the language in their 20s, picking blueberries, doing taking the bus, doing whatever they had to do. And like their kid's a fucking doctor. Like in they put all their money into getting him in private schools his whole life, getting him to be that doctor. And like that's pretty impressive But I mean, that's all they focused on.
Yep. That's
Food was not an issue. Fucking housing was not an issue. Transportation was not a thing. The all of the resources went to getting him to be a doctor.
And if you look at most of the doctors, a lot of them are from, you know, I mean, their backgrounds, Indian, meaning they're from India, African, Haitian, Jamaican. Like, it's a lot of Ireland, Irish, whatever the case, Europe, whatever. There's a lot of non-American doctors out there. You know what I mean?
I don't think there are that many Irish doctors.
Yeah, I don't think
they're probably like dentists or chiropractors.
You're thinking more of like this.
I don't think there are that many Irish people with a doctorate, dude.
You're thinking more of like the other white people, like the Russians and like that block area.
Maybe
because like you've ever gone to like there's a dentist in
wherever
Wayne.
Jewish people really are. Like when you look at like Nobel Peace Prize and like math prizes, stuff like that, it's owned by like Jewish,
Eastern Jewish or Eastern European Jews.
Yeah, Eastern European Jews.
Jewish.
I don't think
I just
Jew
don't want
is
to say
a
the wrong
slur.
thing. Depends.
Is it?
I don't know. I think how you say it.
Probably.
Those
like
the inflection, I'm sure.
Matters. Like the great Bill Burr say, it's all about where you place the fuck. Like, is it? I don't want to ruin this joke, but look it up.
Yeah,
Bill Burr.
No, it's just an interesting thing, especially being outside of it. Like, I don't have anything to gain. I was never going to Harvard. Well, I was going to Walmart, but I was never going to Harvard.
I can see you in the front saying, "Hi."
Hey, maybe one day, dude, I'll be lucky enough to retire and just be totally zoned out and try to freaking stop some lady from stealing a watermelon.
But you strike me as like the same as my buddy Corey, who in high school sent an application to Harvard just to have a rejection letter from Harvard. You go, I got a letter from Harvard.
No, that's even too smart for me. I had no dreams of going to an Ivy. Not a single thought ever popped in my head like, I think I could go to an Ivy League school. Not once.
Me either. Yeah. It's crazy because I lived like 10, 20 blocks from Penn, Drexel. You know what I mean? Ivy League schools.
Oh, I mean, I partied at a lot of Penn States for sure.
Yeah, that's not Ivy.
No, not Penn State. Penn University.
The University of Pennsylvania.
There you go. That shows how much I know.
Drexel University.
I partied there once.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Drank a few beers there.
Nice.
There you go.
Smoke a bowl?
Nah, it's never a weed guy. Yeah. He actually, the dude I went to go see was actually reminds you of your guy, Ray. Kind of looked like him. Really
Handsome Ray?
Handsome Ray.
He just got done doing some like live play. Like they're at a festival they were putting a play on.
If I didn't know he could kick my ass, I'd say, yay.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of you, dude. He beat the fuck out of me when we were wrestling in a boot. His ankle was broken. I got hammered while we were camping. Was like, I can definitely take him because he's booted up, and he beat the shit out of me.
So he walks in like he's not much taller than us, probably same height or whatever. Square jaw, really pretty dude, right? And look, I'm telling you. So then you go to shake his hand, it's fucking got these mitts, like because he worked with his dad doing stoners or some shit, just doing hard work. And I was like, holy shit, not fucking with this guy.
Respect.
Yeah, man.
Respect.
Good dude.
Yeah. Fucking talker. Great stories. Yeah, I don't know. Back to your thing. So why are they getting us regular people all riled up about something we never even thought about before, except for when the news tells you to think about it?
Because there's some weird shit coming down the pipe.
You think?
This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
They're setting the tone.
They got 10 steps ahead. Like they plan 10 steps ahead. Misdirection over here so that in the future they can go over here.
And that's the scary part because I have kids. Like I know pretty much I probably got another 20, 25 if I'm lucky on this earth.
Yeah.
And
anything crazy? Anything crazy to think about? I think about that shit all the time. Like I'm way past like halfway point.
Dude. And the way I
past?
Well, I mean, maybe I just crossed the threshold. Hopefully.
Yeah, just take a day at a time. But so you just think about
those videos I watch. A sign could fall out of the sky any day and just crush you,
gotta
dude.
stop watching that shit,
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking depressing. Like come on, man.
Any day, dude. Just a fucking tractor trailer. Boom.
Yeah.
Right on you.
Now, I understand that any day that like fucking
I don't believe that.
probably
I think people should maybe
an engine from an airplane could fall out of the sky right now and smash this entire.
I've seen Donnie Darko, one of my favorite movies.
Garage right here.
Yeah.
But do you want to walk around worrying about that?
I don't worry about it.
Well, you're the one talking about it all
Why
the
you
time.
watching it though? Like when you watch it, you get putting that into your brain.
Nah. So I had this.
Nah.
I
Later on today, you know, fucking what is it called? Crazyshit.com. No,
there we
sorry,
go.
guys.
There we go. See, I
go.
got a follower for you guys. Pay me.
I don't watch it. You just plug it.
I'll fucking start sending it to you, bud.
No, don't.
Please
Please don't.
That leads me. I ripped my old roommate, Mike. We would have conversations. He was a roofer. He'd smoke weed all the time. And the reason he smoked weed because it was made him calm, made him not really think about anything. He could relax after a hard day's work. And I'm like, and he explained it to me, like why he's smoking weed, what it does for him. And I'm just like, I kind of don't care all the time. Like I kind of have no worries. There's no anxiety. There's no depression. It's just like that's my regular life. So it sounds like you're just trying to get to my level. And I always thought that was kind of cool. Now, granted, I was 20-something. Now I got a family, a house, mortgage, all that shit. A real job. So it does,
Undiagnosed childhood trauma, the whole deal.
Yeah,
PTSD at its finest.
Perhaps. But I was just like, so that's kind of cool. I've always had that ability I can always go to sleep. There's never a time where I'm like, things running through my mind. I can just kind of shut it down. Maybe that's because I'm so dumb, but I don't know. So that's why that stuff doesn't really bother me, I think.
That's a good thing to have.
Yeah. I mean, it's good and bad. Obviously, it gives me no drive or ambition or...
Well, you woke up this morning, even though I was earlier than you.
Yeah.
And I'm...
Well, I got up, cleaned the bathroom in case you guys got to use the bathroom. I don't want to look like an animal. Went over to the in-laws, got some creamer for my coffee because I laid off. I told my Indian doctor that I would, lay off the coffee because I was drinking like 33 ounces a day.
Damn.
I just like sipping on something all my whole shift. And I was like, all right, look, I could just quit coffee. So I just fucking quit that shit. Told you. And then, every few days I have a cup of coffee.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
What kind of coffee do you drink?
Just coffee with some creamer in it, whatever creamer's around.
No
Irish
brand?
cream, whatever.
No kind of...
I put some
preferred
sugar
brand?
and cinnamon in it today.
No, I mean like brand of coffee. Like
Folgers, whatever the fucking...
whatever.
The blue...
Dark roast?
Yeah,
light
dark
roast?
roast, light roast,
It doesn't matter to me.
a blonde.
I can't taste any of that shit. It doesn't
Gotcha.
matter. It's coffee. It's all gross until you put the creamer in it.
Well, it's all like a dark roast has less caffeine than a light roast.
Mhm.
No, I don't know.
And that's what probably it's fucking you up. It's just the amount of caffeine you're drinking.
Well, yeah, and just 33. I mean, I would...
That's still a lot.
Just
33
drink a
ounces
lot.
of even,
Yeah.
like you're saying, dark roast is a lot.
So I just switched to water, and it was just like, all right, I'll just fucking sip on this water instead of coffee.
I drink at least 50 ounces of water a day.
Dude, I bang out 6 bottles a day
Good shit.
while I'm at work.
Good shit.
No problem. And I kind of run out sometimes. Like,
Yep.
fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's
Yeah, I
good.
think
And
so.
It stops you from eating too.
Well, no, I still do that.
Oh no, for sure.
It stops me from
like
eating.
when I
Nah.
started trying to lose weight, like years ago, the first time, and I was successful. I lost a bunch of weight, but I had stopped eating pizza every day for lunch when I was delivering pizzas, so that helped.
Yeah.
But I was just, you find out you're not really hungry, you're actually thirsty, and it's just the way that you interpret that signal kind of gets mixed up where you're like, oh, I have this feeling, let me eat something, but it's give me water.
Interesting.
Yep.
I give my body food and water.
Nice.
Yeah,
Me
not
too.
nice.
Me too.
It's
I'm
not
trying to
working,
calm it
dude.
down. I
Well,
mean,
what kind of food? Maybe a carrot, some
Not
celery
pizza,
sticks?
cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, you gotta
All the
stop
bad
that.
stuff,
You gotta
dude.
Stop that. Once you go over 40, you're gonna see.
No,
Them
I know, man.
cheesesteaks is going. You gotta spread them out, man.
Yeah.
That's like a lobster. It's like a
Yeah,
delicacy.
delicacy.
Man.
Yeah, for
Hell yeah,
sure.
bro. Once a month, if that.
Yeah.
I was when I was doing keto, like it was a couple years ago, I was like, let me try I looked up some stuff on fasting, so I was like, let me do a 72-hour, like a 3-day fast, like just drink nothing but water. And it's tough. You have to drink a lot of water so you don't like just get hungry. But I did it, and then I got done, and I think it was we got done the same day we were going to get our taxes done. And the place we were doing our taxes was down in the Northeast, right near Steve's Princess Steaks. It was like, all right, well, it's at 2 o'clock. It's been 72 hours. Let me house 2 cheesesteaks because I haven't eaten. It was like, I'm just going to undo.
I'm going to catch up.
Yes, I'm going
Yeah.
to undo everything I just did.
You were on the floor after that, though. You felt
Oh,
like shit.
fuck.
You
Oh,
had to feel
absolutely.
Like shit.
And it's not all. It's my go-to order whenever I've been down there was let me get one to eat now and then take one to go and I'll have it later. It's not for tomorrow.
That's fair.
It's just for later.
It's for when you get home.
It is crazy how when you stuff your stuff, you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Give it a couple hours. All right, I'm going to go for that second one. Gluttons, dude.
We're Americans, baby.
Yeah.
Americans, baby.
Fucking gluttons.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that is a shame.
Know? I love it.
Other people are like barely fucking surviving. You ever see them fucking catching the mosquitoes in the net and fucking making mosquito patties?
Yeah.
Fucking fuck, dude.
Fucking in Haiti, they make mud patties.
Yeah, the mud pies.
It's fucking sad, bro.
Yeah.
It's sad. You know?
Yeah, Haiti's fucked up, dude. And right on the other side is, all the resorts, all just
Dominican
paradise.
Republic,
Have sex with 6 women for $200.
Mm.
It's a beautiful place. It's a sewer.
Is that experience, or are you just popping numbers
Hell
off?
no.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
But it's a very nice island.
Mm. Nice.
Yeah. Topless beach. I was like 11, maybe 12. Either way, I was young. Go down to Dominican Republic for vacation. I was like, oh shit, like ladies are down here with their shirts off. Nice. And my mom was like,
why do I have the urge to feed?
What is this in my pants moving? This is
my mom. She's like, all right, like let's head this way. My pop-pop was like, Kev, look over there, look at those. And I was like, hell yeah, pop-pop, this is fucking
dude,
awesome.
Pop-pops are the best, dude. Pop-pops are the best.
Yeah, because they don't have to do any of the hard work. They're just there for the best parts.
Right.
Like, teach you the best parts of life.
Exactly.
Pointing out titties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah. But so
good.
we all basically. Well, y'all guys are married. I'm not married. If what's the limit to what you would do for your wife sexually to make her happy?
Another dude is obviously out of the question, but another chick, that can be arranged.
But if she was like,
see, what? I wouldn't say. I would say not even another, like, because that opens a door where it's like, all right, well,
yeah, it's a one-way street though.
No, see, but it's like, oh, you banged a chick and like that was fine, so now I get to bang a dude.
Well,
it's
she
like,
can bang her too if she wants. Yeah, we're both doing it.
Would you like? Okay, would you let your wives like tie y'all up and like put like a fucking ball gag in your mouth and all that shit that made her?
If that was
you're not into this shit, like if it's not your thing.
Yeah.
But she said, "Listen, this is what I really want. It's gonna get me off. I like to try this."
Yeah,
you got to give it one go.
Yeah,
you got to at least give it a shot.
That's fair.
All right,
that's fair.
Finger in the butt.
Got to give it a shot. Like if that's what they want.
Hand in the butt.
I mean,
a fist in the butt.
Where is your line?
Where's the limit?
See, but that's like just a physical thing. You can't just be like, all right, we're going from a finger to a hand.
So this is going to be played out over months, huh?
Yeah, you got to spend years on it.
You got to build that stretch up. Oh, God.
Jeez.
And at any point, you can go, no, I didn't like that, and then you're done with it.
Yeah, that's but fair. She's like, yo, this is the hottest thing ever. And you're like,
and you go, well, I don't like it. Like, you don't like it when I smack you in the face. So how about we
all
stop?
Right. There's Kev's kink.
There we go. Kev likes to smack. No, ain't nothing wrong with that. I like a little choke.
As an example.
Come on.
Oh, man. She's got to tell people at work she fell. She's using plenty of contour.
No.
Dude, that's
yeah, that's an interesting one.
But that's relationships, man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's part of
theirs is probably just like, could you just listen to me, you little?
But
no, that's where I draw the line. I am not.
That's why like the whole don't have sex before marriage is just ridiculous. Because you got to find out if you're compatible with somebody, especially if you're going to be monogamous. Like this is the one person forever.
I don't agree with that. I think in the beginning we giving our mates the representatives of ourselves. So it's like, I'm gonna give you the best clip that. I'm gonna give you the best Mr. Shabezz of me, the best Shabezz. But then like as the years go, then you really start to get into like, all right, I didn't let you know this, but like I like to choke a little bit.
Yeah, I like to choke a bitch.
I want to spit in your mouth a little bit, or you know what I mean, shit like that.
I'm a dirty boy.
Because now she loves you. You know what I mean? So she's like, okay, then I guess so. I try it. You know what I mean? Like kind of like what you said.
And then you hope to find it. Like, oh man, she does dig this.
Yeah, she likes it. So now I can marry her.
Yeah. You don't come out of the gate swinging, but
I've been with some women that was like, yo, let's try this. And I'm like, whoa, this is our first time. Like, put in your butt the first time.
And that's a fun ride, and you don't call them back. Like,
yeah, true.
It's funny because, like, I watch a lot of the podcasts out of Philly, mostly, like, black people, and they're talking about getting assholes eaten. I'm just like, why is that, like, that, why did that become a thing? And it's just like...
It's a thing.
Yeah, and you've got booty.
I think it's just a thing in general. I wouldn't say that's a black community thing.
I just started hearing, like, black people talk about...
But didn't it used to be, like, black people like, I don't eat pussy. And
yeah,
then all of a sudden they're jumping to assholes?
Well, it's weird because I like eating pussy, right? So, but
you've definitely heard black guys say, like,
1000%.
nah, that's fucking... feminine or whatever they say
like,
it was.
nah, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't eating no pussy, but she gonna suck my dick.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, like that's a fair exchange for,
services, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Talking about the marketplace, dude.
But
supply and demand.
But now, like, I think this rapper Sukiyana, whatever, she got a song where she's talking about eating a nigga ass.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the line in the song. But
and it all stemmed from I don't think he's a good rapper at all, Kevin Gates, but like he would be talking about that, like banging his cousin and eating
banging
ass.
his cousin.
Yeah, I think
that's a big thing with him.
Eating ass is second on what's going on with that list.
Yeah, like banging. You just threw me off right there.
Like,
I mean,
that's like his big thing
cousin.
that he I think on either Breakfast Club or something. He's talking about is he banged his cousin, but it's kind of when he explains it, it makes sense. It's like, look, we're all like he's from the South, right? And it's just like you don't know. There's so many of your cousins and stuff. You don't know that is your cousin. And he's like, when I find out, yeah, still dug through it. Like, but whatever. Like, all right.
Well, that's like in Iceland, the country. There's such a small. I think it's only like maybe 300,000 people live in the whole country. So if you live there, there's like an app that you can check when you go on a date with somebody. Like you sit down for a first date, and you're like, all right, let's hit the app, and it's like, ooh, we're second cousins.
Oh,
like,
damn.
Wow,
guess
Iceland is a very.
We're gonna.
I'd go there. There's only a few places
Dude,
I'd like to travel to.
I mean,
that's one of them.
We're a little late
You
on
should
the
check
uptake.
it out. Did you ever look at it? It's fucking beautiful.
It does look beautiful.
And there's no
but
bugs, and it's not hot.
And I mean, it doesn't really work for us unless we're really gonna uproot. But because the population is so small, to keep it going, I think they will pay people. I don't know if
Single
it's men's.
people,
Yeah, I don't know if it's men or women both.
And their women are fucking beautiful
but
too.
they'll pay you
Most
to be
of
like,
them.
oh, if you're gonna like move here and live here, and then you're like interjecting new genes into the gene pool. So if like you come and get married, we'll pay you.
Now,
So you go over there,
would
you'd
you
be like
think
a
they-
king, dude.
Would you think they'll pay me not to come?
No, they fucking dude. They'd be like, holy shit, he's gonna have so many variations. Let's bring him over. You could probably have multiple wives over there.
We'd be like, holy shit, we're gonna have a
Yeah.
bunch of Steph Currys running around
Yeah,
here.
Mr. Shabezz, come on over, dude.
We got a little Drakes running around here.
Yeah, we'll start getting imported. Is there any Icelandic basketball players?
Not that I can think
Not
of.
that I know of.
Dirk?
No,
Any
I think
Russian?
he's German.
Oh,
Yeah, he's German. He has a black wife too.
nice.
Yeah, I don't know any Iceland people.
Oh, check it out. Like, it looks fucking cool. They
does
got
No, it does look
waterfalls
nice.
and
Though.
shit.
Wasn't like Lord of the Rings filmed over there or something like that?
Nah, that was New Zealand.
Okay, all right.
It's Kev's department.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Lord of the Rings is a great trilogy. I know we went down that road before, but
Yeah. It's all right.
it's a great trilogy.
I don't think I'd be able to read all those books, but yeah, it's
I
a
never
good
read
movie.
the book.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't think you would be able to read a
Read-
book.
There it is.
Let's go.
Can you read Cat in the Hat?
Yeah, right.
It's one fish, two fish,
We-
blue fish, red fish.
We're gonna have to give him the 50 Cent Floyd Mayweather treatment.
Oh, nice, nice. That was classic. That was a great moment in internet history.
Yeah, just two crabs in a bucket, man. Tearing each other down.
Yeah, tearing each
It
other
ain't
down.
right.
But it was just,
We got to do
it was
better,
great because
brothers.
I don't. Just that video 50 puts out where he's like, "What did he say? Fuck me for? Like, I didn't do nothing."
Dude, I watch his clips all the time. He is a true genius with like clips and like the shit he says. Like that video about like, oh, you'd punch me like, right now? Like, oh, well, I wouldn't do anything. Like I forget who he's talking to. Must be Breakfast Club, but
Yeah.
pretty good.
50, man. I love 50 because he says it, he means it, he stands on it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know,
And our man Coop actually locked him up when he was young.
nice.
Damn.
Shout out to Coop.
Yeah, just talk to him, man. He's doing great,
Oh, for real?
living his best life. Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, I
That's
love
good
that
to
guy.
hear. That's good to hear.
Yep.
He was a good man.
Yep.
Well, he is a good man.
He told me the stories about. I'd love to have him in. I don't think he's gonna ever come in here, so I'll
Never.
tell the stories. But he talks about a story of him messing with a receptionist at one of the Trump Towers, and she's black, and he's like, yeah, he's going out with her.
She's a black.
Yeah,
she's
it's
black.
not that-
She was
that-
black.
So you
And,
just add woman to the end of it, and I think we're fine. There is
a
no
fucking black or
No, she was a
a black
receptionist. She
kid
was
was
probably a
black.
nice
Okay,
lady.
Gotcha.
And she would always talk. She was like, yeah, like, and this was his response to when before Trump was president. He was like, yeah, they're saying he's racist, and he's like, look, I was messing with this. I was going out with her, and she was just like, Trump's always coming by, flirting with her, telling her to come up to the penthouse, go out to, he's just trying to bang a black chick, and it's like, oh, all right, I guess he's not racist, right?
What? Yeah, slave masters was fucking slaves all day long, guys.
Good point. Good point.
Come on. Just because you can fuck something don't mean you don't hate it. They just look at them as objects.
All right. Well, his point
i.e.
was
Instagram
he doesn't
thoughts.
think he's. Yeah, true.
They're just objects. Wives, girlfriends, fiancés. We watch them because they're objects, not because we want to marry them or we think they're better than you,
Or we love them,
or we love them, or we think they're interesting.
and they're not even real probably half the time. Like
Right.
it's all
Right. It's like having a sex doll.
It's all shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still weird though.
Don't judge me.
But
Instagram thoughts.
yeah. Where were we going from that? Traveling. What were we talking about? They got us to
Iceland and-
Iceland.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Whatever.
I
Where's the
don't know.
most interesting place you ever traveled?
Most interesting.
Kev can take this. I haven't
going
gone
anywhere?
anywhere.
I don't
Been
know.
to Louisiana.
All right, you could have been places in PA that could have been super interesting. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
like
that's
a
true.
exotic
Like,
destination.
I'd like to go back because I was like 10 or 11 when I went, but the Alamo in Texas was pretty cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's some cool shit.
Burnville's pretty cool. When we used to go to the mountains up in Shunk, on the way you go past the Yingling Brewery and you go past Burnville. It's like the town that's on fire.
Yeah, there's where the caves underneath are
Yeah.
on the coals on fire.
So I think
yeah.
like we stopped
shit.
one day and we looked at like one of there's smoke coming out because underneath is on fire.
Wow.
And like there's cul-de-sacs and stuff and just empty dilapidated houses, and there's a whole roads that go nowhere because it's all underground fires.
Holy
It's
shit.
pretty cool. Smoke coming out of the ground all over.
Mhm.
Nice.
It's pretty interesting.
I would say for me, probably Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. Like, from getting off the airplane to just going to the beach in Old San Juan and all that shit, it was really cool. I was surprised. I'm like, wow. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite? What do you think the best thing that you got out of being raised in West Philly? Like, what's the?
That's a real good question. Now,
looking with all of your wisdom that you've gathered over these 40
man,
years,
that's-
like
that's-
what experience would you say has shaped you to not only be like a good dad to your son, but also like, all right, you know what? Maybe I don't want to raise him in the city, like, because obviously he's going to have different experiences now
yeah,
that maybe you're not going to relate to because
yeah,
you've always been in the city. You're city guy.
yeah. That's a real good question, and that's a really hard question to answer because there's been so many lessons I learned over the years, man.
That he's not going to be able to learn. He's going to have to find his own way in this new environment, basically.
I guess empathy, man. Probably empathy, because until you live in the inner cities of America, you really can't speak upon the things that people go through day to day. You know what I mean? So like, especially
Can I
being
just say, damn good answer?
especially being in the position. I mean, it's the truth. Being in the position that I'm in my profession, you know, I really look at people and give them a benefit of the doubt and say, you know what, they probably wasn't equipped to know how to respond in different situations. So then I turn and kind of be a coach to try to coach them through the situation. So hopefully they'll learn and handle the situation a little different. But empathy. But I give that to my son. You know what I mean? Even though he's living in a different... My oldest son grew up in the city. And he's kind of navigating both sides now. But my youngest, he's just strictly a suburban boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to give him those gems. Like I take him back because my mom still lives in West Philly. My father lives in the suburbs in Delaware. So that's kind of like home. But when we go back down there, he made comment about, oh, it's dirty out here or something like that. I'm like, listen, son, this is why. And I'm really honest. I'm kind of brutally honest with a 10-year-old that I really probably shouldn't be, but he needs to know, where mom and dad came from. And I don't ever want him to look down upon anybody that's trying to figure it out and get out of that situation. And some people still live in a city that's doing really well for themselves. Like I have family that's making more money than I am, have more assets than I do, but they just love living in the city, and that's fine. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know, man. I guess that's pretty much the answer. You know what I mean?
If I just feel bad for these fucking kids, man. They just like going through it with a 16-year-old. Like, dude, you have no life. He's not gonna have any life experience. Like I'm, like, family and even school with the pandemic coming. Like everybody was homeschooled basically for 2-3 years. Yeah. And fucking homeschool kids are fucking weirdos. that's on like they might be smarter, they might be more book smart, but man, are they fucking awkward weirdos.
Dude, and, plus the internet.
Yeah, too. And the internet. Like I hear him talking, and I'm like, I hope he understands.
How do you bang your teacher when it's your mom? You know?
I try to, as much as maybe redundant, like over and over. He's probably tired of it, but it'll sink in one day, just like all of our teachings fucking eventually do get you. Dude, the internet is not real. Everything's being recorded. Stop talking crazy. Like, I know it's fun, because, you used to do it on Xbox Live, but, like, you got to understand, with technology, everything's being recorded. Anything you say, anything you're doing is being tracked and recorded. Not only by the government, but also by somebody could just turn on the recording thing. There you are, little 12, 13-year-old kid, and that's going to follow you for the rest of your life. Be fucking careful. Be mindful. Now they're kids. They don't give a fuck. But try to keep repeating that.
It's not like when the internet is a different thing from the internet we knew as when we were that age. Like, we still had internet and Xbox and all that kind of shit to go to. But there were some understood things. Like, you knew certain things of the internet where, like, if you're talking to somebody, like, in a chat room, like, if they say they're a chick, it's a dude. Like, it's just, all these things were just understood of, like, okay, maybe you go to a chat room to see what's going on, but it's not a real, like, it's someone pretending to be somebody else. Everything was under the guise of, it's not me, it's my handle tag, where now people go, oh, well, like, that's just Stan, he's online. Where it's like, no, that's Stan who is he wants you to see that shit online. That's not what you are, who you are.
It's funny because, like, the first time I had access to chat rooms and the internet was, like, straight to lesbian chat rooms pretending to be a chick.
All dudes.
Straight there. Boy. And it was just me and a bunch of other dudes pretending to be chicks.
I wasn't even that smart. I grew up without the internet, so it was a lot different for me. And I'm learning a lot more about the internet from having kids, man. They school me to a lot of things. But at the same time, I utilize my street knowledge to the internet. So, I tell my son, he's on the Oculus and he's playing gorilla tag and all that stuff. And I can hear the people talking to him. He's talking back to the people. And I'm just like, don't ever say your name. Don't ever say where you live. I'm constantly saying it. It's kind of the same thing you telling your boy. And, he's like, okay, Dad, okay. Yeah, like.
And they don't get it because they're just like, well, they're my friends. I'm like, well, okay. Maybe you do know this one person, but there's 6 other people. And I'm sure you don't know them all. Also, you're not in school, so you're on off hours. Well, who else is playing fucking video games at this time? You got to watch all that shit. It's fucking dangerous.
I didn't even think about that part.
And
right.
At least for me, like, growing up when I was, like, a kid at the playground, I'd get running around. I go back to my mom to get a drink or whatever. And she's like, oh, who are you playing with over there? Because I was on the jungle gym with somebody. And she go, who's that? And I go, I don't know. I was like,
I'm just trying to get molested, Mom.
No, it's not like an adult. It was another kid. But at the same time, it's just like, it wasn't there to be like, oh, like, this is my new friend Josh, or it was like, all right, we're gonna play, I'll probably never see you again, so whatever. Like, and that's kind of how I treated the internet. It was like, all right, yeah, we'll be buddies for now, and then I don't give a fuck about you, or like, I'm not gonna see you ever.
Well, that's the first thing I ask, like, and you can just tell they're just like over it. It's like, oh, who you talking to? Like, blah 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 blah. How old are they? That's my first question. Because there's no reason you should be like constantly talking to a 20-year-old or an 18-year-old. You know, especially when now he's 16, so it's it's getting up there. But a 12-year-old should never be talking like fluently and like friendly like with 18 to 20, 25-year-olds. It's fucking weird. Not only for the 20 or 25-year-old, they should have fucking somebody checking them, but a 12-year-old, he doesn't completely understand what's going on here.
Right.
You got to watch that shit.
Especially when somebody that you don't know who they are. I mean, me growing up on my block, I was blessed to have older guys that I sat down with on the stoop when they were like rolling up their little joints and smoking their weed or drinking or whatever the case may be. And then I'm probably at that time I probably was like 15, 16 years old, and they probably was in like their mid 20s, going on 30s. But they sat back and schooled me about, oh well, that person that's your friend A, he's gonna go to jail. Friend B, he's probably gonna get killed or something. You know what I mean? Because and I'm just sitting back, and now being the age I am, they were right about a lot of things. I had a lot of friends go to jail. A couple friends murdered someone, and it's just like, damn, like
how they know
they really picked it out,
and because that's what you get with wisdom and age.
That's what you can't teach life experience. Yeah. So as much as you want to nail that into your son's head of like who are they, and don't give out your name or your address or anything like that. And they're going to shake it off and go, oh, Dad, shut up. You're just old. The same shit we did. Yeah. And then
that is why you need older, cooler dudes that they can listen to.
You grow up with a little bit of life experience and you go, oh, fuck. Like,
they were right.
They used to be like, Shabezz, don't go down there. I saw you around there yesterday. What are you doing, man? Stay away from there. You know what I mean? But it's alluring because all your friends.
But it's fun. I like to do bad things.
Yeah, I like to do bad things. My friends are super cool. They're lit. Friends. They have cars. 16 years. Dude, I have friends at 16 that were driving around in Mercedes, Range Rovers, knots of money, all that stuff. I was working at TJ Maxx at the time, making like $6 an hour. And, I'm just trying to put a polo shirt on layaway.
Wetting your beak a little bit with stealing a little bit,
No,
wetting your beak.
No, never stole. Not from TJ Maxx. That's Bayou City, yes.
If you're 16 and you work at retail, like
you kind of deserve to steal.
Well, I got the job from one of my friend's mothers, so I couldn't. You know what I mean?
Okay.
God bless her.
That's a different deal.
I love her to this day, man. She changed my life because if I didn't get that job and she didn't give me the opportunity, I probably would have been in those houses or trying to be getting those cars with those guys. It kept me busy. You know what I mean? Straight out of high school. From Mass Bomb straight to St. David's, 3 days out the week, and plus the weekends. You know what I mean? So it was just like, that was a blessing. But
that's what I'm trying to do with him. Got to keep these fuckers busy.
That's the key.
Do you remember being that age and being?
See, that's why sports is so good.
I don't disagree with that. Yeah. Like even though I don't like sports, but yeah, sports are great for fucking people.
And just like anything that's team oriented, like it doesn't have to be sports. Like you said, Boy Scouts when you were young, until you kind of get into the little cultiness of it.
Realize it's religious backed.
Anything where you're like, all right, it's not me doing this, it's us, and you get some. Once you have some people relying on you for something, that kind of puts that drive into you to be like, all right, well, I can't fuck up because if I don't want to fuck up for these guys, and then that makes everything for them worse. You lose the game, and it's like, all right, you fucking asshole. Like,
yeah, but also just, do you guys remember being like, man, I'm bored. When you're bored, you always go do something bad. Like, you break a window, you destroy something, because it's fun. You do stupid shit.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't say bad, but stupid for sure. Like, I'm gonna get my bike and I'm jumping down those stairs.
Yeah. Like, you're gonna go do something stupid.
I'm gonna build a ramp and then take my scooter and try to do a 360, knowing that I'm like 40 pounds overweight at the time. I'm gonna end up spraining my ankle or breaking my wrist like I did when I was a kid. But
I wouldn't say bad, but dumb for sure.
Dumb shit, man.
And I don't really remember being bored. I know I had as a kid been bored, but I was like, all right, well, I grew up. I had a bunch of other kids on the block, so I'm going outside and I'll just have a basketball with me or a hockey stick and a ball or football or something. Just like go outside and be like, oh, there's Kenny. There's the two other people. It's like, all right, well, start throwing it around. and then you get a game going or do something where wiffle ball was always big.
That's clutch. We used to play wall ball. You ever play wall ball?
Mm.
You take a tennis ball, flat wall, and you just slap it from the ground to the wall.
You know what old people play?
Yeah.
It's kind of like pickleball or something like that.
Yeah.
But you're playing.
You don't have a racket. You use your hand.
Use your hand.
Yeah.
And like you have a boundary, so that from that wall, from there to there is going to be the boundary, and then you're slapping it, like boom, 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 boom. That shit was the greatest. And then I learned when I went to high school, the Puerto Rican kids, they played the opposite way, where they call it handball, and they hit the ball straight into the wall, and you got to kind of catch it from when it bounced back and hit it straight to the wall. That shit's harder. But that was a thing too. Like it's ass ball.
We played it like handball, except now might have to cut this, but we didn't because you play.
Did you call it N-word ball?
No, we played it. The name of the game.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that
and
was
you played it with a racquetball, and you were trying to hit it at the wall and the ground right at the same time.
Yep, we used to play that too. Yep, 1000%. Yep. You'll say you.
I'm gonna cut that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you, and that was trying to not bounce it into the wall. That was to hit it into the wall, but you wanted to hit it at the corner because that bounces it over the next guy's head.
Yep. Hell yeah. Damn, man. That's
well,
crazy.
It's just like smear the like shit like that.
Or another trigger warning, suicide. We used to play that.
Oh, yeah.
So like you throw the ball up, and then whoever catches it,
gotta get them.
You gotta try to run it, hit the wall before they, because they throw the ball at you.
Mm-hmm.
So once you touch the wall, you're safe. Yeah, that was a.
So that was
too.
So we play. It was wall ball was where you would grab it and throw it, and if it hits you but you didn't catch it, that's when you had to run to the wall, and they were trying to either. You could play pegs or no pegs. No pegs, you hit the wall before you touch it. Or pegs was, I'm rifling it right at you.
Hell yeah.
And then you're out, and you got to stand and wait for everybody else to play.
Dude, that was the shit when I was a kid, dude. Oh, my God. So many fights, man, break out of that fucking game. Oh, because it was perfect, because where I lived at, it was a bunch of row homes, but then on the corner of the block, it was like a duplex. And the duplex had a flat white wall that was like perfect for wall ball. Then for the other one, we talked about the trigger warning and suicide. On the corner, on the other side of the corner, it was great because you could throw it up high. And then, oh my gosh. Yeah, if you're from 54th and Cedar, you know what I'm talking about.
You ever play wire ball?
No, what's that?
So you take a tennis ball and you just throw, you say you got the telephone lines, you go, that's a single, double, triple home run or whatever, and you throw it up, and you throw it. If it hits the wire, then you're playing usually get one-on-one or something, and you throw it. If it hits it, the other person doesn't catch it. All right, I just got a single, and you go until you get your outs.
Shit,
you just throw. See, you didn't spend time outside.
Imagination, ingenuity,
horse,
that's what
pig.
it's about.
Played that.
Okay, basketball.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
A lot of fishing though. Yeah.
Just different outdoor activities.
Yeah.
I remember riding bikes. The kid never was interested in riding bikes, dude. That's all we did when we were kids. We had 50 bikes in the yard, all broke up, different tires, chains, all kinds of shit.
It was different because that was cruise the neighborhood, see where the bikes are parked out front. Yeah. So you needed a bike to go find everybody. And now it's it's all right. Yeah. Text. Everybody get on Xbox at 5.
Yeah.
Well, back then there was no text, there was no call. It was just like, all right, figure out where people are.
There was no meeting up on the internet.
Yeah, not at all, my friend. Internet wasn't even fucking thought of. So my son, like I told you earlier, he wants to get a cell phone now for his birthday. And Mom and I are talking about it, and I'm like, yo, I really don't want to have a cell phone.
Then you're going to have to learn all that parental shit, like turning it off, knowing where he's at, tracking him. It's going to be a pain in the ass.
Dude, I already told her this morning, I'm like,
go flip phone.
That's what I want to do. I want to get him I said, all he needs is a phone to text, or I don't even want him texting. I just want him to be at a call. Because he can't have any apps, like none of that shit. No social media. He has an iPad now where he goes on YouTube or whatever. But like he has no Gram, Twitter, none of that bullshit.
No 10-year-old should.
Exactly. I don't even want him having a cell phone, but she's like, he's catching a bus this year. And
if he's gonna stay after school for shit, that's how it always gets you.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a cell phone until I graduated high school.
Yeah, but there's like this.
I made it work. You know, I knew
Now
my
you
buddies like, yo,
can.
you got a phone, and at the time, I had phone numbers on memory, so he was like, give me your phone. I got my mom's cell phone in my mind. I'll just call her from your phone, be like, hey, bus is pulling into the school right now. Time to get a pickup.
Yeah. But there's that peace of mind, but say they don't answer it 2 times in a row, you're like, why the fuck isn't he answering it? Where the fuck's he at? Real pain in the ass.
And that's what I don't want to really get caught up in it. He can figure, he can figure it out. Like his buddies have phones. Like use one of their fucking phones.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure
Plus it'll make them check in.
I'm sure I was a nightmare where it was like, all right, I leave the house and I know that I tell you I'm going somewhere, but you got no it's not that you don't have a GPS. You don't have a way to call. Like you got to call my buddy's home, his parents' house phone, to see if I'm there. And it's like, oh no, Kevin never actually was here. Like Brandon left earlier, and nobody's been here for hours. Like fuck this little asshole.
Yeah, where the fuck's he at?
So I get it.
It's hard. He's getting older, man. It's getting more tricky.
Yep, your little buddy's gonna be like, fuck you, Dad. I'm going to hang out with my friends.
Punch him in his throat.
Yeah.
I'm Dad.
I'm tired of you beating me in Madden. You always win. You won't let me win, Dad.
Never. I'll blow him up by 50.
Oh, man. Is that what creates the kid that when he's playing his friends, throws the controller like, fuck you?
No. One thing, he takes the ass whooping. Like, we play it out.
Good.
He's not a quitter. I'm like, I appreciate that. Like,
yeah, let you rack up the points on him.
You're stunting on him. You're running in the end zone, high-stepping.
Fucking Jalen Hurts got 600 yards passing.
I can never win.
Yards rushing.
I can't run this play with somebody that's actually good.
I can't do this against the computer. Thank you, son.
One day he'll be able to do the same to his. You know, if he has kids or someone else. You know, shit.
Plus, maybe it does make him better playing his friends. Like I don't know. I play against the computer on hard at home, so.
That's why I don't like. I've never gotten rid of any old. I got Super Nintendo and games still sitting in a box that. I can't wait for having kids be like, whatever, Dad, you suck at video games. Like, all right, go to the basement, open this up, fuck it, original Mario Kart. Like,
you're fucking old, Dad.
Let's go.
Fucking, I love Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Mario Kart 8. Whenever you're ready, see me on the Switch.
Now, do you guys just downloading Diablo? Put it on hard because did you guys always put it on medium or hard?
I always
played games.
And to this day, I go whatever one down from the hardest difficulty is.
I do that with sports games, but for I don't have is Diablo good?
If you're into hack and slash,
it's pretty sick.
It's pretty.
Is it
fun, repetitive? But
is it like God of War?
No, because it's more instead of God of War being third person, this is more top down.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's more abilities instead of just a melee combat. You got more powers and shit to use.
Okay, I'm cool then. But if I play one of those games, I play God of War, I just played whatever it came on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just went for it.
It makes you pick, but so you're saying easy?
Well, I don't think it started on easy.
No, it usually gives you
moderate, right?
Medium. Or moderate.
The one above easiest is the default setting.
Oh shit! Well, I guess I'm not that good. I'll beat the game. I got 99.
You're older, you know.
And so at least God of War, it doesn't change the gameplay when you change those settings. All it changes really is how much damage the enemies do to you.
Okay.
So when you're on a harder setting, you can only get hit once or twice and then you die. When you're on the easier settings, then you can mess up a little bit more, take some hits.
Yeah, it makes me more fun because I ain't trying to die all the time. Then I'm done with the game.
This is the first time in years that I've gotten frustrated and just turned the fucking Xbox off. Dude,
shit.
You die, you can start back over, but it takes away from your what is it? What's the skill? Or I don't know. You can have weapons use them die 10 times or something before it destroys the weapon. Yeah. Fucking beating a boss, you're you get down to the quarter of the way and you fucking forget to press the re-heal and it's fuck. All right, I'm closing this off.
Oh, dude, Brittany was on the Peloton. I'm sitting at the computer playing Diablo on a boss fight. She's doing a 20-minute ride, and for 20 minutes, she just watched me rage at the fucking computer going, getting down and the same thing, down to a quarter of life of the boss.
Are you playing on the keyboard?
Yeah, I'm playing on computer.
I think I got to switch to that or something, because there's only so many buttons you can use.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah,
but
it's a hardcore.
but playing and then just like die and just like no,
Yeah,
fuck.
and it's different than Call of Duty. Like maybe because I'm so good at that, but like in years I've never been like oh fuck that's maybe I said oh that's bullshit. He didn't deserve to kill me. But this I'm really like oh I was fucking almost there. Like dude, it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes of killing all these bad guys, and then to fucking get you.
Yep.
Says the guy that has a gun on his shirt, the man of Call of Duty. It just
No
makes
guns
sense.
in Diablo, bud.
I know, but Call of you the man of Call
Oh
of Duty.
yeah, I
because
am.
you got the gun on your
Absolutely.
shirt. Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Mr. 300.
Yep.
Fucking loser.
Absolutely, dude.
See, I wish I could like download it for like a trial period to see if I might like it or not.
I think you
'Cause
might
it's like
actually.
$70 for the game.
Yeah, do you have well you can just watch gameplay. That's the best thing
I'm not-
about
I'm
nowadays,
not
like
gonna watch
watching.
it.
But you can watch somebody play and you're like, "Oh, that's what it looks like." I don't think I'd enjoy that.
Okay, all right, that makes sense then.
Yeah, I watch all like
That
cuz
makes
then cuz they make the cutscenes like Skyrim Elder Scrolls. Like they've got their online version and dude, it's like a cool ass movie when you're watching this dude fight these werewolf things, the big guy with the axe and the chick with the arrows. But then you actually see the gameplay and you're like,
Yeah,
it's still like pixelated and they move weird and shit. Like, alright.
Anytime, even if it's like, oh, this is the gameplay trailer coming from
Yeah, you can never.
Call of Duty, like that's set up where, all right, we're gonna do this so that I have the opportunity to
show the
do
best
the,
version.
yeah, exactly.
Of it.
You gotta go and watch like the
Watch one
streamers
of
and
these,
shit,
these fucking
yeah.
streaming nerds that are making more money than us. Watch them play the actual game, and then you're like, oh, yeah, that looks corny. I don't want to
And-
play that.
But to give the credit, try playing the video game and just talking and
Oh.
like being entertaining while you're like. I can barely play and talk to the people I'm playing with. So
Saying a
like,
location, you're like, the place.
yeah, but like to play and then be like,
I'm
oh,
bad at
I'm
call-outs.
going to be entertaining
Yeah.
to the people that are watching.
Well, that's why I can't stand watching. The kid will be watching people, and I'm like, dude, this guy's just talking to make words. Like he's just saying like stupid shit, and that's game talk.
What, yeah, I was about to. Yeah, I was about to add to it, but let's just get off of it. I can't stand it. Yeah.
Shit. You're more of a TVs and movie guy. Like every time I come to you, you're like, "Yo, did you check out this Apple movie? Oh, did you check this out?"
Dude,
Yes.
Witcher season 3
I know.
Thursday.
I'm pretty excited about it.
No,
Yeah,
it
6
just-
episodes are out, right?
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
came out.
What are
Yeah.
we
I
talking
haven't
about?
watched it.
Witcher?
Nah,
on
you might not
Netflix?
like that.
Nah, I don't want to.
Some
Yeah.
tits in it.
I like
Yeah,
tits.
usually.
I'm a tits guy.
Yeah.
Nah, you got to see the show called From.
Yeah.
From is the show. Right now, it's over now. The season just ended.
Season 3, right?
Yeah, it just ended. Great show. That's my shit. Right now, the show I was talking about with the Apple Plus show was it's called Hijack. It just started. It has like I think it's starring Idris Elba, whatever. you're
Idris
talking about.
Elba?
Yeah, my man from The Wire.
Yep. Fucking British, dude. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I thought he was from Baltimore.
Straight up, we all did. We all thought that was Stringer Bell.
Yeah,
Nah,
dude.
that ain't
He'll be
Bell.
Stringer Bell for the rest of it. Whenever I see him, that's
Yeah,
true.
That's
freaking
the
Stringer
bloody
Bell.
bloke. The
Yep.
bloody bloke from across the water, across the pond, or whatever the fuck. But what other show I'm watching right now? Silo on Apple Plus. It's a good show. But yeah, I watch a ton of shows and movies. But yeah, that's my shit. You know what I mean? Work, come home, watch a show. I get up so early that I may get like an hour in. Then I'm doing
Start
the same
getting
shit
knocked
again.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Glass of wine turns into 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah, that's
and
another
I'm
thing.
getting
You're a big
sleepy.
wine guy.
Yeah, I love wine.
Now you-
Red wine.
So you have a glass of wine, so you throw the cork back in the bottle, put it up, and go, I'll come back tomorrow, get another glass of wine.
If I have to work the next day. But
Because I don't think ever, even in having to work the next day, I've never saved wine. Like it's been like, if we open this bottle, we're drinking the bottle.
Well, I have one of those like 3 corkers, put it in and
Okay.
like, but like last night, I drank a whole bottle of wine. I'm like, you know, it's a good time. I'm watching TV, watching the show. I was telling y'all about again, and played a game of Madden, played a game of 2K. Then it was probably about 12:31 a.m. Time to go to bed. Wake up at 6.
Yeah.
6:30. Yeah, I'm an animal.
The Express Lane Podcast, another episode. Thank you for listening. The Express Lane Podcast.
With Kevin Stan.
And my man, Mr. Shabezz. Thank you again for coming. You're the man.
Peace, bong.
Peace.